In this video, we will go through every step it takes to create an enterprise bot in AtBot, add it to our corporate team store, and then give our bot a voice so you can call it directly or it can join your team meetings. So to start, we go to the AtBot admin portal, which is at admin.atbot.io. You can do this with either a paid subscription or an enterprise trial. We're going to log into the portal. Then under bot management, we're going to go to enterprise bots to create our bot. So we're going to click new enterprise bot. We'll give it a name. This bot we're going to call Larry. And click create. Next, we can give it a short description. We want to give it an icon, 96 by 96 PNG. And this is important for a couple of reasons. It serves as the icon that will show up in the store, as well as the one that will show up when you're talking to the bot using voice. Click upload. Since it's our first upload, we're going to keep the bot packaged version to 1.0.0. We can give it a background color. It doesn't really matter because it never shows, because our bot icon is always the correct size. Then contributors, if you have contributors in your tenant that you want to add to this, you can. Otherwise, you can go ahead and leave that blank. The next, we go on to the bot framework registration. So the first thing we want to do from here is we want to copy this messaging endpoint. Just clicking it should copy it. And we're going to go over to Azure. In Azure, in a resource group of your choice, we're going to add a new resource, and we're looking for the bot channels registration. And click create. So our bot handle is a unique bot name throughout the entire bot universe. You can always change it. We're going to change it back to Larry once we find a unique one, but this one has to be unique. So we'll pick Larry 56. Our resource group's right. Location, we're going to pick something a little closer to us. Pricing tier, since this is going to be a Teams bot, we're going to go with free. And our messaging endpoint, we paste that in. That's the one that we copied from the AtBot admin portal. We will leave application insights on, created at East US, that's fine. Auto create the app ID and password, that's also fine. And click create. You'll see up in the upper right hand corner that this is being worked on. We can click that to open. Once you see it's completed, instead of going to the resource right away, we need to get the app ID and app secret, and those actually exist within the deployment. So if we open the deployment here and we go to the inputs of the deployment, that's where we'll find the app ID and app secret. So let's go ahead and copy the app ID, go back over to the enterprise bot, paste it in, copy the app secret, and paste it in. At this point, it's probably a good idea to save the bot. And we'll keep going. So the direct line key we're not going to need because we're making this bot just for Teams. But there are a couple other things that we needed to do on the Azure side to get that working. So from here, up in the overview, we can see where the go to resource button is. It'll also show up in your resource group, but that's just an easy way to get here from that screen. So next on our bot channel registration here, we're going to go to channels, and we're going to add the Teams channel. And all we have to do at this point, because we're just going to be testing out our text-based bot first, is we're just going to save. We agree to the terms, and we're good to go there. Next, we go to the settings. So what we want to do is we would just want to delete the 56 off the end of Larry's name, so that when you're talking to your bot, his name is Larry. And then we want to also upload our custom icon here. So when you're chatting with the bot, that icon is actually loaded from Azure. So it uses 2 different icons depending on where you are within Teams. And everything else should be left alone. Go ahead and save it. Good. All right, so now back to our enterprise bot now that we have our Teams channel. We're not going to add any categories, but what we're going to do just to test this bot right now without any skills is just use one of our pre-established Q&A makers that has the chit chat enabled. So we go over to the Q&A maker tab, and for the knowledge base ID, first we got to go to our knowledge base here. And if we click publish on the knowledge base, we'll actually get the embed code for it. All right, so this right here is the Q&A maker knowledge base ID. We're going to go ahead and copy that. Go back over to AtBot, paste that in there. Then the host, we also copy from that same screen. It's right here. Then the subscription key is on the same screen right here. All right. We're going to go ahead and give a minimum confidence score of 50 and go ahead and check the box to use active learning and put in a follow-up question. Next, we'll go ahead and save the bot again. And lastly, one really quick thing, I'm going to not generate keyword hints, and I'm also going to add one quick thing here in the welcome message. There. All right, so we'll go ahead and save it. And to get it into Teams, we're going to scroll back down and we're going to download the Teams bot package. So we click that and it just downloads a zip file for us. So next, we're going to go to Teams, and to get this uploaded into our corporate app store, we're going to click on the apps icon down here in the lower left and upload a custom app for my organization. And here's Larry. And you'll see Larry showed up here with all of our other bots. And what you do to talk to it is you simply click on it and click add. And now we can talk to Larry. So now I can say hello. And he'll ask me to log in because this is an enterprise bot. All right, so then I can click help. And you can see the help message, and I can say something like, how are you? So this is just from the Q&A maker. Q&A maker multi-turn. There we go. Okay, so we have confirmation that the bot is now working in Teams. And that kind of concludes getting the bot registered with Bot Framework and into Teams and chatting with it. Now, we're going to take that same enterprise bot that we just created that works in Teams chat, and we're going to give it a voice so that you can talk to it. First thing we do is we open up our bot in the AtBot admin portal. We click on the Teams call settings tab. You'll see, to begin with, the enable this bot to take Teams calls is unchecked. We will check that box, and we will get a URL that is called the webhook endpoint. We will copy that. We will go back over to our Azure bot registration. This is your bot registration here. From here, you click Channels. This Microsoft Teams channel, we're going to go over to the right here and click Edit. And we're going to click the Calling tab. We're going to enable calling, and we're going to paste that webhook that we copied, or that URL input. Save that. Next, we need to enable some additional permissions for your bot registration. This is required to be able to call it from Teams. So go to Settings, click Manage next to Microsoft App ID, go to API Permissions. We're going to add a permission. Click on Microsoft Graph. And these are application permissions, they have to be. And expand the calls node. And we are going to check the box for all of these. Access media, initiate, initiate group, and join group as guest. We're then going to add those permissions. We have to grant admin consent to this app to get it to work in Teams. So now we're going to go ahead and click Grant Admin Consent for my organization. Yes. All right, it's been granted. It says it here, it doesn't say it here. We can go ahead and refresh this page just to make sure it's granted. Cool. All right. Next, we go back to our enterprise bot and check out what we need to do next. Okay, so we're going to need a speech service. So this is a cognitive service that's created in Azure. I've already created one. If we go back, it's this one here. But it's basically you just go to create a resource, and it is, you type in speech, and create. That's all it is. It's I think you select the region that it goes in and maybe a couple of other settings. But this one speech service will work for any language that it supports. You don't have to create a speech service for each language. But anyway, I had created one already. And the things that you're going to need from here are the key and just the endpoint region. So I'm going to copy the key, and I'm going to note that this is in the East US region. So go back over to our bot. We're going to paste in our subscription key. We're going to select the region that we're in. And now, if we've done this correctly, we're going to be able to pick a default voice. Voices are region specific. So your subscription key plus the region will be able to get the default voices. So here they are. We're going to pick a male voice because his name is Larry. And the language is going to be ENUS. And we're going to pick the neural voice because they sound really, really good. All right, our speech to text language, we're going to choose ENUS. And that has to do with the translation between the speech audio input to text. So you want to make sure whatever your users are speaking, you select the proper input there. It's for the speech service. Then we're going to create a wake word. So a wake word is created at another website. speech.microsoft.com. Go ahead and sign into this. And under speech to text, there's this custom keyword. All it is you select the language. Right now there's only English. I'm sure that they will be adding additional languages in the future. And you put in your keyword. So what we've found works best is to put some words or a word before the name of your bot, just so that your bot's name can't be confused with other words. It seems to work best. So something like "Hey Larry" seems to work pretty well. You could use "Okay Larry" or something like that, but I like "Hey," so "Hey Larry." Then you go ahead and add that keyword. And you can play the pronunciation so that it sounds correct for your usage.
Hey Larry.
Sounds good. Once you click submit, it's just creating a what's called a KWS file, keyword spotting file, that we're going to use to upload to AtBot. All right, we'll download that. And you extract that file out of the zip file that downloads, and it comes up with this kws.table file. So that's the file that we're going to upload to AtBot. So let's go ahead and browse back to our bot. Let's update our wake word. So our KWS file, let's go ahead and find it. Here it is. And we put our wake word in here. It's not actually used for any technical purpose. It's just to show you what your KWS file stands for. And we'll upload that. Okay. And the final step, well, not the final step, but the final step in the speech service settings is to generate the animations for when the bot is talking. So that's in Teams. The bot will have its video up. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right. Next, we're going to go, actually, let's go ahead and save, just to make sure we don't lose anything. Next, we're going to up our bot package version. We're going to go to 1.1. And then save again. That's important for updating the Teams store. And we'll download that bot package. Next, we go to Teams. We go back to the App Store. We go to our H3 Solutions catalog. We click the ellipsis on Larry and update. And we want the latest one, which is this one. That will update. And then when we go to chat with Larry, you'll see that there's an upgrade available. We'll go ahead and click that. Then something I've noticed when you upgrade a bot from a non-callable bot to a callable bot, that the phone icon doesn't show up real quickly here on the chat version of it. It's best to find him in this list, and here you'll see that the phone icon to be able to call the bot is in here. So I'm going to go ahead and call this bot, and we'll try out those same tests that we did with the chat.
Hey, this is Larry.
How are you?
Great, thanks.
So right when you start the chat with the bot, he starts listening, so in one-on-one chat. So right after he finishes his welcome message, you can say something, kick off a skill, ask a Q&A maker question, or what have you. So then you can see right now he's not really listening to me until I say the keywords that were in our wake word. So we'll try that multi-turn Q&A maker. Hey Larry, is the sky blue?
Depends. Are you looking up?
Yes, I'm looking up.
Then, yes, the sky is blue.
Hey Larry. Thanks.
Happy to help.
So that's the example of one-on-one chat. Next, we're going to have him join a meeting. So in order for the bot to join an online meeting, the meeting has to take place within a team, and the bot has to have access to that team. So we're going to go to the app, and we are going to add Larry to our team. All right, I think he is all set up. Let's make sure he's here. Yep, okay. So now, let's join our meeting. And what you want to do is you want to copy this join Teams meeting URL. And then we can go ahead and join. And to have the bot join this meeting, we copied that URL. Let's go to chat. And we'll type join space the meeting URL.
Hey, this is Larry.
And we'll see that Larry joined, but when bots join meetings, they do not listen after they send their welcome message. So he works just the same. You can have multiple people in the meeting. If there are multiple people actually signed into the meeting and not just in a conference room, the bot will have context of who's talking to him. So if one person says something and kicks off a skill, that person's user ID is going to be in that skill. So if they say something like, can you get me my tickets, or show my events, or things like that, the bot can go out and get those things specifically for that person because it has their identifying information. So it's the same thing. I can just talk to it. Hey Larry, is the sky blue?
Depends. Are you looking up?
No, I'm looking down.
Then, I cannot help you.
So that's it. It's pretty simple to set up a bot that you can chat to as well as talk to in Teams. From here, you can create skills in Flow. The bot can post selections and adaptive cards to chat in your private chat or Teams meetings. It's pretty rich in the different things that you can do with your bots now.